is going on, everybody? My last day at the National, and in we went. It was crowded for sure. This is right as I was walking in for the day, so it's still a little bit light, but it changes.
Look who I just ran into.
What's up?
My buddy Billy Ballgame was out and about on the floor, and I went over to the booth that has unbelievable Japanese cards, specifically mostly Sadahara-o, among others, and there are some beautiful cards. Right when you walk in the front door, this is one of the first tables you see, and I absolutely loved the images, and some of these are big cards. Bottom right corner, huge rookie card of Sadahara-o. It's a Pop 1 None Higher card. And, when you look at cards like this, the dealers I ask so many questions to learn about, which ones are hand cut, why are they hand cut, how are they cut. Really interesting. This table had some massive vintage football. Wanted to sprinkle in some football today. Was looking for a couple of football cards. And then these hockey cards. I'm sorry, but if you're not a hockey fan or a collector of vintage hockey, they're really starting to grow on me. Some big cards in there. And look at that. It's Jeff Wilson was doing his thing. I walked by, I'm like, oh boy. So I got a quick video. I'm like, I got to include that, right? You'll see another notorious figure in the hobby in a second. And I went over here to the REA booth for their upcoming auction. Some of the stuff they're showing up. I got a bunch of Ruths and Gehrigs, and got some high-grade Maze cards and Mantle. Absolutely gorgeous, their display. Again, when you go to the National, it's not just about buying cards. It's also seeing some incredible stuff. And I don't know, how about seeing a 64 Hank Aaron in a 10? That's pretty cool. Got some ticket stubs as well. There were a couple of ticket stub dealers. Look at that Mantle there. Oh, my. Got a beautiful 53 tops on the right. And up top, look at that 53 Maze there. Some autographs. How about that Cy Young autograph? That thing is gorgeous. I haven't dipped my toe too far into autographs. I'm afraid I'd fall in. So I am trying to keep my distance as best I can, but I sure appreciate them. I went over to the SGC booth, was hoping Peter would be out, was going to try to get a quick little talk in with him, but he wasn't. But I still swung by. They were as far from the PSA booth as you could possibly be at the show. Imagine that. There's some vintage basketball. That's a beautiful Jerry West card. That's come down in value, believe it or not. Got a Rick Barry rookie card, and then some modern stuff. But for all my basketball and football collectors, I didn't want you to feel forsaken. More football. How about a Dick Butkus rookie card there? And then a second year right below it to the left in the yellow border. How about a Peyton rookie card? Some good stuff. So I was shopping. I did pick up a card today. And then I have two other editions that I'm going to share with you soon. But they're not in this video. I'll explain. Got a nice Tinker T206 there next to a 59 Mantle. Got some Maze across the middle. Some Aarons in there. Beautiful Stan Musial in a 1. Look at these Jackie Robinsons. The beautiful 39 Joe DiMaggio play ball on the left, top left there. How about down at the bottom? We got a Jackie Robinson 49 Bowman. You've got a nice 1960 Mantle. And look who else was there. Kurt brought his kids along. Now this is my guy Tony with my boy Mook. And I had a blast talking to Tony each of the 3 days, and he gave me a massive gift. He bought this card for me. In my day one video, I shared that this card in the video, and that I didn't have it, but it was a little too pricey for me. I was going to try to use my budget on some other stuff. Tony comes over to me on day 3 and says, I bought it for you. Hands it to me. Tony's got an amazing collection. He's an amazing guy. He's been a long-time viewer of the channel and member of Midlife Nation. Let's take a look here at some more awesome stuff on display from one of the auction houses. How about that T206 Eddie Plank? That's a big card, very rare, very expensive in any grade. It's not Honus Wagner expensive, but it's very expensive. And then some more stuff in here, some variety of things. Again, all the auction houses on hand displaying some stuff in their upcoming auctions. How about that 52 Jackie Robinson right there? My goodness. Right next to a sweet Willie Mays. These guys had a lot of good stuff. They had some Cracker Jacks, T205s, T206s, T207s, and I just was drooling over the amount of Cracker Jack cards. You go to a normal show and you just don't see stuff like that. And then you go to a show like this and you'll see a case full, and it's amazing. You got some beautiful cards here. You got a Rube Marquard T206. We've got a Willie Keeler over there on the left. Some great T205s. You can see the difference between the American and National League. The images that are a little bit tighter, closer up, are those National League players. Those T205s are gorgeous. How about some T202s? These were beautiful examples. They had a whole case full and really nice. So I kept on moving about looking for what am I going to add. And again, I did make 2 more editions that I'm going to be showing you in my review wrap-up video, but not here. And I'll explain why when that video drops. Now, these guys had a couple of cards that really interested me. Right there in the middle, there's a really nice Warren Spahn and an SGC 7 Red Heart. And it's gorgeous. And I pulled it out and looked at it. And I also looked at a couple other cards. One of the cards on my list was a T206 Willie Keeler posing with the bat. I love Willie Keeler. He's a Yankee. He's a great hitter. He's a great character in the history of the game. And this card was kind of calling my name a lot. And I was thinking on it pretty hard. It was up in the think tank bouncing around quite a bit. And I said, you know, in addition to that, how about we check out another Yankee? How about we check out this Jack Chesbro, who is also a Hall of Fame Yankee player as a pitcher. This guy racked up tons of wins. There's a little blue mark on the back of that card. Otherwise, I thought it was an outstanding 1.5, and that price for him is a great price. But I decided to stay really tight with what I was going to pick up and not. So the biggest pickup of day 3 was a wonderful gift from my friend, and that's it.
Well, that is a wrap on the 2024 National. Day 3 ends without a pickup, but that's okay. I got plenty to go home with. Awesome time. Awesome show. Had a blast.
On the flight there, I was on the same flight as Double D Dillon and Rick's Vintage Oddball Cards. That's at the airport. I ran into Iconic Al. He gave me an awesome gift, which I'll show on that pickup video. The wrap-up video, I should say. There's me and Darren with the Kaboomy sign for our boy Mike Petty. And then we went to breakfast. I got to go to breakfast with my dad, and Darren's brother. We had a great time hanging out there. And then this is the celebratory beer that Theo bought me after I landed my Grail Ernie Banks card. And I had a yin-yang for you, Petty. We got Adam's got the loop going. That's where that High Eye Appeal collection comes from. Here I am with my best bud, Mookie Chilson. And we are hanging out, drinking a beer together. And this was Orlando and my guy Lou and at the hot hangout, the YouTube hangout. That was a blast. The 2 best dressed guys in the room at the YouTube hangout are us 2 there in our midlife gear. And me and Darren with our friend Maple at Ash's party, which was on Friday night. And also Friday night, that's obviously me, Theo, and Darren. And the whole group at Ash's get together are seen here in this picture. We had an absolute blast at an awesome location. So again, I will, in the next day or two, have my wrap-up review with my last two pickups I haven't shown, which are part of my national loot. So be on the lookout for that.